Hello, I'm Karen Woodman, and here I am getting ready to teach you a class that's going to be a fusion between Pilates and Pilates with a little bit of fitness, because I've got here with me a flat resistance band that's pretty easy to pull, so that would be appropriate for mostly arms. We would use a heavier band for legs, but we can use it for both. And then I also have a red tube with handles, which we will also use for all different parts of our body, our arms, our legs, and here we go, getting ready for a great experience. Thank you to Allison for offering us this opportunity and being part of the JCC Virtual Fitness. So the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our flat band that once again is pretty easy to pull, and we're just going to take this underneath our arms. With an equal length between both of our hands. And you can kneel, you can sit, you can stand, but I'm just going to have you take a breath into the backs and sides of your ribs, and as you exhale, just reach forward. And then just relax the arms and bend the elbows back. And we're going to do this about 8 times. And as we're doing this, we are reaching forward and then pulling the shoulder blades back together. So you feel those shoulder blades connect, and you feel them go apart. And right here, I'm kneeling. Now, you can stay here. I'm going to go back just a little bit because I'm going to add one leg forward into a lunge and then bring the arms back and the leg back. And again, forward and back. So you're swiveling that hip forward and reaching forward simultaneously. Let's try this 4 more times. So we're breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. And from here, we're going to stand up. We're going to take our band. Once again, we have equal, what I call tails on both sides. So I'm holding it. This is a 6-foot band with about 1 foot on each side. We're just going to pull it apart. And what we're thinking about here is how the shoulder blades just get closer together. So we're just warming up those shoulders. From here, you always want to breathe out when it's hardest. And from here, we're going to take the arms up to the ceiling, bring them down and pull out. Once again, focusing on the shoulder girdle. Breathing out 1, breathing out 2, breathing out 3, breathing out 4, breathing out 5, breathing out 6, breathing out 7, and breathing out 8. Now let's go back to where we were just a moment ago, where we had the band underneath our arms. As you can see now, I'm standing, and I'm going to go into a full lunge as I bring the arms forward. You want to focus on making sure that foot is directly underneath your knee, and you've got a 90-degree angle between your hip knee and your foot to the floor. So we're just beginning to get a little bit more of a fitness vibe here. We're coming forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. We've got 4 to go. Breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out. Let's go back to holding our band at chest level. Once again, we're holding it between our thumb and first finger. We're going to pull it apart. And I'm going to add on by bringing it up and pulling it apart and down by the hips. So we're basically making like an I. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and I would say 6 or 8 would be a good amount. And if you want to add another set, by all means go for that. From here, we're going to move on. I'm going to take this very same band, step on it, and single split the leg. So once again, your hip to knee to second toe, so that you have that nice linear relationship. And I'm just going to bring the arms forward. The inclination here is to move as the arms come forward, but I'm interested in you keeping a tall spine, and you're going to feel all that work through the torso. So just breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out and breathe in. Breathe out and breathe in. Let's switch legs. So we're standing. The band is grounded in the center of the foot. The hip is forward, the head is flexed, the knee is in line with the ankle. But we're going to change the pattern of the of the arms, so that they go out to the sides of the room with the thumbs facing up. We're just moving the shoulders, breathing out, breathing out, breathing out, and breathing out. Coming back, we're going to change our band, and you don't necessarily have to do that, but if you do have tubing with handles, it makes it very easy to hold. And I'm going to stand on it once again in that split position, and I'm going to take my hands and pull the palms towards the shoulders, working into the biceps. So a good amount, as I said, is 6 or 8, but I'm going to turn to the side so you understand that you really want to keep that nice tall spine versus moving the torso. Let's try 4 more just like this, and 3, and 2, and 1. Now, just to show you how you can switch these out, it doesn't matter if you've got the band with the handle or the flat band, but one arm is going to go overhead, and I'll show you with both, and the other arm is behind. And you can hold this as close or as far as you wish. I'll stand once again. You're going to pull that top arm to the ceiling and pull the bottom arm down to the floor. So you're getting work in the tricep in 2 directions. 8 of these, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to change the band just so you can see how it would work with the band with handles. Turn around so you can understand. Again, hold it close together if you want it harder, or further apart if you want something a little bit easier. You extend that top arm to the ceiling and pull the bottom arm down to the floor, keeping the symmetry across the shoulders, not hiking up or leaning. And we'll try 4 more like this, 3 more like this, 2 more like this, and the last one. So to review, you've got your biceps, your triceps, and your shoulder girdle. We're going to move on. This is one of my favorite things to do in class. Holding your band, it doesn't matter which. I'm going to go back to the flat band, bringing the arms up to the ceiling. Securing one arm to the top, you're going to create a little bit of what I call a candy cane over to one side. So you breathe out and pull the arm down towards the direction of your body. And again, we side bend. You're going to feel the great work through the obliques. And we'll go up to the ceiling and over to the other side, moving in that direction. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now from here, we're going to transition. I'm going to stand on the band. So this is my left foot and my right arm. I'm going to lean into a side lunge and go back to the triceps. So it's similar to what we did before, but rather than using the arm to anchor, I'm using my foot. So you can see here that I've got my hip to knee and my knee to the second toe. Let's try the other side. So again, it's a split stance, leaning towards that bent knee, and the arm comes up to the ceiling with the other arm resting on your thigh or on your waist, it doesn't matter, whichever you prefer. Last one, and now we're going to actually sit down on our mats, and I'm going to take this band underneath my feet. Move this computer so you can see. Here we go. Gotta love this virtual stuff. All right, so from the side, I'm going to take this band underneath the arches of the feet, sitting up nice and tall. And I have the same amount of extra band coming from my hand. So in other words, one's not too short, one's not too, they're equal in length. My thumbs face to the ceiling, pull in the abdominals and round the spine. So from here, we're going to keep the feet in one place. And once again, we're back to those biceps. Just focusing on the pull and the push, pull and the push. We can actually make this a little bit more challenging by bringing the arms up to the ceiling. So the elbow is now straight. And on this last one, we'll hold the arms up, pull the spine forward, and release the band. So let's review that once again. We've got the band secured under the arch. We're sitting up nice and tall. The knees are bent. The spine is tall. We're looking forward. We're engaging the abdominals into a half roll back. The arms are parallel to the floor. The upper arm stays very still while the hands come closer to the shoulders. So this was what I would call level 1. Level 2 is a little bit more involved where you pull the arms up. Get a little more work that's more comprehensive through the backside. And then when the arms are towards the ceiling, you sit up. Now we can add on by taking both sides of the band in one hand with the elbow pointed towards the side, go into our half roll back and rotate the spine and pull the elbow back in that direction. You can stay with the static torso or come up and pull back. So you're moving almost like a rocking motion. And you want to keep the level of that arm consistent so it's not dropping down. Let's change. So once again, we're going to point that elbow towards the side as we go into a half roll back with a little bit of rotation. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, I'm going to lie down and keep the band on one foot. So here's the Pilates aspect. You take a breath in from your nose, you exhale from your mouth, engage and roll back. And as you're doing that, you're just going to keep the arms slightly off the ground. You'll hold the arms in place, nod the chin and lift the head, retract the chin, pull your spine tall, pull up. So I'm going to build this with you very slowly. Inhale from the nose, exhale, nod the chin, look forward, feel the sternum pull you up, bring the arms up. Now you can stay here if you wish, but if you choose to add on, you're going to do the exact same thing by organizing the head, neck, and shoulders. And as you come up, you're going to bring the leg up. You'll hold the leg in one place, roll the spine back down, and as your spine goes back, so does your leg. So with a little bit more fluidity, inhale, exhale, come all the way up, hold. Inhale, exhale, back down. I'm switching the leg. Same thing, different leg. Inhale, exhale, organize head, neck, and shoulders. Leg up to the ceiling, back down we go. And again, inhale, exhale, up. And back down we go. This is where it gets a little bit more complex. We're all the way up. I'm going to hold my leg in one place, take my other leg, and now you can see both knees are bent, and I'm going to come in, closing, and opening. The key here is to keep the spine rounded versus straight. So make sure your abdominals are engaged, out, and you're reaching the arms out to the sides of the room as you extend the legs. Then when you're finished, I'm going to have you bring the knees in, drop the band, and hug your legs. Round the spine a little bit further and go back about maybe an inch. You'll feel your abdominals really engage, and then pull the abdominals in to come back up. So we're getting ready to roll like a ball. So we engage the abdominals and roll back a little bit. Then we go to our shoulder blades and come back up using the abdominals as brakes to keep us in one place. Try not to touch the feet. Inhale back and exhale forward. Inhale back and exhale forward. Inhale back and exhale forward. Last time. Inhale back, exhale forward. Let's straighten the legs. Let's go back. I'm switching the band. Again, they're interchangeable. I'm going to take the band behind my body by the pelvis, crisscross, and pull out. Now you can do this lots of ways. You don't necessarily have to do it with the band behind you. You can actually just crisscross by your feet. Just showing you lots of options. or on your waist, and you're just going to pull out. So this is where you want to make sure that the thickness of your band is not too thick, because it would be very difficult to actually pull the arms to the sides of the room. Now I'm going to hold the arms to the sides, roll back down like we did a moment ago. Inhale, exhale, come back up and pull out. Come back down and come back out. And we'll do this one more time. And again, you can always add on, and last time. Okay, we're going to take the bands aside for now, and I'm going to grab my wonderful foam roller, which I so love. I'm going to take the roller, place it in front of me, and you don't have to use a roller, but a roller will really help you with your range of motion. So we're going to lie on our tummy and take our arms so that right above where you would put your wristwatch is where you place the roller. You're looking down towards the mat, you press into the roller and reach your heart up and bring the roller back down as it glides towards you. So the roller goes towards your hands as you come up, the roller goes closer. And once again, and a focal point here is to really feel how the shoulder blades really get closer and glide down your back as you bring your spine into extension. Now we'll add on, because we're going to bring the roller a little bit closer. Take the palm, press down, come back, and go directly into child's pose. So you're sitting back on your heels with the arms still in the same place where it is on the roller. You'll round the spine and release the spine, and round the spine and release the spine. And again, you'll round the spine and release the spine. Now we're going to come all the way back up, take the roller, and from here, I'm going to take the roller behind my back so that it's right above the pelvis. Then I'd like you to lie back so that your body goes behind and the legs are in front, and one leg is up to the ceiling and the other leg is forward. So the leg that's forward has a great opportunity to help you really reach and open up that hip. The arms are just securing the roller. So from here, whichever leg is up, you're going to breathe in from your nose, and as you breathe out, you're going to lower that leg and bring the opposite one up, again, opening up through the hip. So we're getting ready to go into something called helicopter, and you can do this without a roller, but it really feels great to have that extra something to reach that leg forward. So this is what I call a vertical split. The second part of this is actually a horizontal split. So just become familiar with legs out together and split apart. And you want to reciprocate that pattern. So when we blend them together, they split apart, then they go out together, and the opposite leg comes towards you, and then the legs return together. So you split, vertical, horizontal, vertical, together. Vertical, horizontal, vertical, together. And as you're going through this helicopter motion, you just keep those arms securing that roller and keep the shoulder blades engaged behind and make sure the collarbone stays wide. Let's try one more time. Then we're going to bend the knees, scoot the roller out from underneath us, and sit up tall. From here, you can use a book, you can use anything, but I want you just to keep whatever object that is. Maybe it's a yoga block. You're going to secure it in between your legs and bring your arms forward. You'll reach the fingertips towards the feet, come back up, take your hands behind you, secure them on the mat, and reach your heart up to the ceiling. Then pull your abdominals in, float your fingers forward, and we reach. The reason why the roller is so valuable, or a yoga block, is to really anchor the legs to stay on the floor versus hiking your hip. It'll really help secure your legs with lots of muscular engagement. From here, I'm just going to show you a variation. I'm going to take the roller behind so that I can reach it and still touch it. The same action, again, you can pick and choose what feels right for you. You'll roll the spine forward. You'll come back up. You can take your hands on the floor if you don't have a roller, but if you do, roll it back. Then bring the roller closer, sit up tall, arms are forward, reach. Come back up, hands on the roller, breathe up. Inhale, exhale, bring all the way forward. Come back up, and we'll try this one more time. Then, if you have a roller, great. If not, you can just use nothing. Create what we call a Z-sit, where the front leg is rotated out and the back leg is rotated in, and bring your arms so they're parallel to the floor. I'm going to use the roller just because it's going to allow me to really find a greater range of motion. And we're just going to go into that mermaid. So without the roller, it's the same thing. You want to make sure that you're not compressing into the shoulder in the direction that you're rolling towards. Now we can make this more comprehensive by coming over and bringing the arm back around. So with the roller, it's over, hold the roller, bring the arm back. Or without the roller, it's the same thing. Let's try one more. And let's go to the other side. So once again, the front leg, the hip rotates out, the back leg, the hip rotates in. I'll use the roller. Sitting up nice and tall, arms parallel to the floor, gentle side bend over to the direction that your body is moving in. And again on 2. And then if we add that nice circular motion, we create that beautiful arc. And we'll try one more. And one more just because. From here, we're going to move on. I'm going to take the roller, which again is not necessary, but it's a great, wonderful prop if you have it. Sit back on your heels and bring it forward. You can also, just like I said, use nothing. So I'm going to push the roller to one side, and I'm going to pull it as I just open up the shoulders. This is going to be a nice release to all the work we just did with the band. So I'm just taking my palm and pushing the roller away. Then I can cross and push it away and reach towards the same direction with my other arm. So these are just nice ways to open up through the shoulder girdle and release the back just from all the work we just did. And on the other side, once again, if you would like to see it, I'm just pushing. Now I'm going to come back to center, grab the band once again, and we're going to mobilize the shoulders before we finish. So we did a lot of work to really work on the mid-back, but we want to open up the shoulders, hold the band wide if you have tight shoulders, or closer together, wherever you feel comfortable, and just reach up and down. Try to keep those elbows straight. And then you can release the band. You don't even need to use a band for that, but I just want you to circle the arms around. One of the final things we're going to do is stand up tall. We're going to nod the chin, peel the spine forward, touch the fingertips to the floor, and walk out and come into a forearm plank. Stay in your forearm plank. Take your right leg or left leg, bring it out to the side and back, and switch. Come back on your knees. Take the hands close to the knees. Pivot your body weight to your feet and come all the way back up. Circle the arms. And let's go the other direction. Arms up, bring them down, nod the chin, curl the spine forward, touch your feet to the floor or your hands to the floor. You're going to feel the length of your hamstrings. Walk your hands forward, come into a forearm plank. Keeping everything nice and tight, bring one leg out and the other leg out. So as you move your leg, you're going to notice the demand for shoulder stability really does increase. Then you're going to come back on your knees, come all the way up, have a seat, relax your legs, take a breath in from your nose, exhale from your mouth and engage your abdominals. A few things to think about is the well-being of every one of us, our hope that soon our world will get back to a healthier place, the gratitude we have to have technology to help bring us together, or virtual classes. And next time I'm going to show you how to foam roll. So until then, happy Passover, happy Easter to those who celebrate it, and thank you to the JCC for giving us an opportunity to connect.